Și scuze. Oh, încă o stângă încasată de Boiciuc și nu cred că...
How I overcome my first Muay Thai loss. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was really hard, tough thing to deal with, but I'm glad and happy that I moved on and I continue to pursue my road as a Muay Thai fighter. My journey as a fighter, it was really intense in the beginning. I had 4 amateur fights that I won, and then I went pro because I had the opportunity to fight a professional fighter and I won. And then 15 fights in a row as a professional fighter, I've won. So I had a boost of confidence, I was motivated, I was strong, powerful, and I felt unbeatable. I felt like I'm the strongest fighter. You know, winning 15 fights in a row as a professional fighter, it gives you a little bit of motivation and a little bit of confidence that you're invincible. I was going to a competition with some kids from my class, and the coach that was training me then, he told me, Flavio, don't you want to fight? Because it will be a professional competition in the evening after the kids competition, and it will be better for you to fight like a sparring session. I already fought 1 month earlier and won with the top fighter here in my country, in Romania, and I had that boost of confidence that I'm invincible and no one can beat me. And I accepted. I said, yes, it's an easy fight for me. It's going to be like a sparring session for me, and I will give this guy a lesson. I didn't know the opponent, I didn't study him, I didn't heard about him, and I thought he was a weak opponent and it would be like a sparring session. I will teach him some Muay Thai techniques. After the kids competition, it was my time to fight. And the fight started. In the first minute, I was moving around, making him miss. I saw he was throwing hard punches, swinging hard, but he wasn't a professional fighter. He would look more as an amateur, but I was underestimating him. And I was moving until I got in the corner. And I thought that he will swing really hard, a hard punch. I will dodge the punch and then I will counter back. When I dodged the punch, I was close to the corner of the ring and I didn't have where to go backwards, and he caught me with the right hook in my chin and I went down. When I woke up down there and seeing myself down, I said, this cannot happen. I don't believe it. It happened to me. I went down. I got up, put my hands up, again fighting, moving him around, and he caught me again with a hook and I went down the second time. And I was, wow, I'm down for the second time. I cannot believe it. This happened to me. I got up, the referee saw me and he stopped the fight. I didn't believe it at the time. I didn't conceive the knowledge that I've lost the fight. It was really hard for me to deal with the loss. And the next day when I woke up, I felt my head really hard. I was thinking, God damn, I'm really meant for this sport. I'm really good for this sport because I've lost with an amateur. I didn't lost with a top fighter, because if I've lost with a top fighter, I wouldn't mind, because you know, you've lost with a better fighter than you, not with a less fighter than you. So it was really hard for me to swallow this bitter pill that I had to swallow, like this loss. It was really tough for my mental toughness. I was doubting myself. I was thinking why I will continue to pursue this road. I will be better fighting greater fighters. I will be able to beat them if I cannot beat this amateur. And I was doubting and doubting. I had took a week off from my training to think about my life choices. I was in the college and I was thinking like, maybe I will pursue the college road and become an engineer. I will follow another career path. I won't continue being a Muay Thai fighter, a professional Muay Thai fighter. I was thinking a lot. I didn't know what road to go, but I said, let me go back to training, practice my mistake, to put my head down, to be humble and to see what mistakes I have made, to not underestimate no one. And I start training, I start getting back. The people around me didn't know how to encourage me. That was really hard for me too, because everyone said, keep your head up, keep on going, it's going to be better. But they didn't know how it really felt inside, like me losing with an amateur fighter, like I can say it, because he wasn't experienced fighter and I didn't heard about him after that fight. It was really tough because I've beaten top fighters. I was known in my country as a tough fighter, and everyone was surprised that I've lost this fight. So it was really hard for me to get over this loss. After a week of break, I got back to training. I started training, and then I started sparring again. I felt that confidence getting back up. I felt that I'm getting better and better. I had that momentum that I'm really good. I felt really great, and I had another fight, and it was a really hard fight for me because it was televised on Europe. It was worldwide televised, and yeah, I had a lot of pressure on me because coming from a loss, I need to do something. I need to win this next fight. And in the first round, I fought to not lose. The second round, the same, and in the third round, I fought to win. But it was too late for me to fight in the third round to win, so I lost the second fight, and I started doubting myself even more. Like, man, I'm really capable to be a great fighter, to become great. It was really hard for me mentally. The second loss was with a top fighter who was equal as me. We were known in our country as top fighters. It was not that hard to get over the second loss. I kept on training, I kept on getting better and better, and in the third fight I said, this is it. I will go all in. Even if I will get knocked out, I will do my best. I will win my third fight. Third time is the charm, right? And I went in the first minute, I put my opponent down with a liver shot, and in the second round, he quit. He was too tired from the punches that I gave him. It was a TKO for me, and I was like, yes, I'm great. I'm invincible. I'm feeling great. I'm tough. I'm a strong fighter, and my confidence got back up. And after that, a few fights later, I've won, I've lost, and now I have 34 wins and 9 losses. So I have quite a few wins under the belt and quite a few losses under my belt. But the first 2 losses was the hardest one for me because no one taught me how to deal with a loss, and losing with an amateur fighter is really hard pill to swallow for me as a Muay Thai fighter. But I've learned that getting back up and trying again makes me even stronger, better, tougher. Getting back up after a loss is really a good lesson for me to become a great fighter. So if you dealing with a loss, or you probably will lose sometime, because there are only a few people on the world who doesn't lose a fight in the cage or in the ring. Everyone has losses, and it's a hard thing to deal with a loss. I have a kid in my class who lost his first 3 fights in a row, and he was really disappointed, but he was motivated, ambitious that he will win sometime, and his 4th fight he won, and he was the happiest of them all in the class. It was really inspiring for me to seeing him going through 3 losses in a row, and after that obtaining the victory. That was a motivation for me that if you're consistent, if you're ambitious, if you're determined to do whatever it takes to win, in the end you will win. You have to keep on trying, keep on going, keep on getting up, and learn the lesson from the loss. Enjoy the victory for a few days, but don't get drunk with the victory. Don't let it get it up in your head. Be humble, because the life will put you down in your knees if you're not humble. That's what I've learned after my losses. I'm focused all the time on training, on getting better, enjoying the process, focus on training to win, fighting to win all the time. Even if I get knocked down, I get back up and I'm fighting to win, because if I'm training to win, fighting to win, I'm expecting to win. So almost all the time I win my fights. It's a hard journey being a professional fighter, but it's really fulfilling at the end of the day when you go through struggles, go through disappointments. But at the end of the day, when you accomplish that goal, you will feel fulfilled, more happy that you overcome those disappointments, those losses, and that you got through that storm, and you're now more powerful, more strong. What doesn't kill you makes you more powerful. And that's the lesson that I take from my losses. What doesn't kill me makes me more powerful. And that's why I'm training every day. I'm trying to win all my fights. And yes, maybe some losses will come. I don't know. Maybe the judges scored a fight for my opponent. I don't care if I know that I won that fight. I'm more happy inside that I did my job correctly. If you're going to go through a loss, get back up, go back to training, be confident that you're going to be better. Take the lesson from that loss, search for the mistakes that you had in that fight, learn the mistakes, correct them, go back to the training, prepare yourself better, correct those mistakes, and in the end, it's going to be all worth it, because your next fight will probably be your next win. Until next time, stay strong, be unstoppable, champ.